America's best country to be your dreams, but 99% of you will fail as a real estate investor. Today, I'm going to talk about after working with lots of people, agents, investors, sales guys, car sales guys, etc. They wanted to be their dreams in America. And I'm going to talk about exactly why did they fail so you can check yourself, so you can reflect on yourself and make the right improvements so you're not the statistics because America is a great country. America is a great country. America is a great country. There's abundance opportunity here. That's why my father and myself as refugees immigrated to America. Okay, because it's not only a safe country for financial reasons, it's a safe country because of your belief system. You can be Jewish, you can be Muslim, you can be Baha'i, you can be Christianity. It doesn't matter. You can be, there's a separation between church and state. Many of us here don't realize it. Um, Even though there's corruption here by the elite buying the lawmakers through um, lobbyists, there's still a lot of opportunity for a person to change their class. What do I mean? Like if you're a working class to become middle class to go upper class, there's a lot of opportunity here still in America. Is it hard work? Absolutely. Do you have to sacrifice? Absolutely. But I'm not talking about those things because many people don't realize that stuff. The opportunity is here because, even though Big Brother has created a lot of regulations where it's making it very hard for small business owners to start a business, like the minimum wage and all the taxes and all the liabilities and all the licensing, etc., that has killed innovation in America. But it still creates great opportunity because you're not going to find that in other countries. Okay, so I love America. I'm pro-American, and I know all the opportunities here because I'm a refugee to America. I see things that many people don't see because many people are blinded to it because they've been showered with it all their lives. They were submerged from it. Okay, where I arrived to it versus being submerged into it. Okay, that said, I want to let you know America's a great country to be your dreams. And if you're not your dreams, it's your own fault. I don't know what to say. It's your own fault. Okay, why is it your own fault? Because here you don't need money to be your dreams. You don't need money to start a business. You don't need money to be as technology evolves, as social media evolves, as the way we can publish books digitally evolves, all kinds of stuff. It doesn't matter if you want to write a book, you want to be a singer, you want to be a rapper, you want to be a real estate investor and agent. In America, this is the best country to be. Now, 99% of you, hopefully it's not you, but literally it will be you because 99% of you will fail as a real estate investor. It sounds really, really harsh. And the truth of the fact is, people have been lying to you, okay? The guru's been lying to you. Now, I'm going to use the rich dad, poor dad, our cash flow quadrant, okay, to kind of explain this to you. He talked about the cash flow quadrant having E, S, B, I. Okay, let me make this a little bit nicer. S. And E is working for the man, like having a job 9 to 5. Okay. Uh, S is like being a personal trainer, being an attorney, being a doctor. You're self-employed, being a truck driver, etc. Um, B is having a business. For example, instead of now being a truck driver or a mover, now you have a business. You have 10 trucks, and you have 20 people working for you, and they're doing the moves. Now it's a B, okay? B is where you have systems in place and the systems are working for you, and that's what I really specialize in, is creating systems at Mr. No Fluff, and that's what I give you guys in my profit sharing. Okay, and then the I is where you're investing your money, having your money work for you. Like the way I had my money working for me in the last crash is I bought property subject to where the seller became my bank. I didn't have to go borrow money from a hard money or a traditional lender, and that's how I use my money. And I put a little money into the property by acquisition, by marketing, and a little improvement, and then later on, it blossomed into big chunks of money. So that's what I is, where you have your money. Now you can have your money work for you, for example, in like buying precious metals, buy cryptocurrencies, buy other vehicles out there, etc. But that's what simply that means. Now, the reason why everyone fails as a real estate investor is because of two reasons. Well, there's many reasons. Let's talk about a couple of them. Many people that I meet that join my profit sharing coaching or join my higher level coaching, etc., they're in the E quadrant. Okay, they're in the E quadrant, and from here, they want to jump through here. They want to take a shortcut and jump through here. Where the way I started out is that in junior high, I had jobs. I hated it. In high school, freshman year, I had some jobs. I hated it. Okay. And then I realized that, hey, I don't need a job. I need to go into the S quadrant and work for myself. And that's when I started doing PT, personal training. Okay. And selling supplements. Okay. So I was my own boss in high school. And when I say jobs, I mean, I'm talking about like, I wasn't even in high school. I would go wash cars at the car wash or cut grass or etc. Okay. So, and I had a lot of stupid jobs when, I wasn't even in high school just to see, in high school, I even sold oil, I've done ballet, I've done a lot of different stuff. Okay. Right in my freshman year, I realized, man, I really hate working for people. So that's why I came into the S quadrant. So I went from at a young age from here to here. Then from here, when I had my personal training company, I graduated college. I was living in my car. I brought to you a gentleman at my gym that brought me a CD of Rich Dad Poor Dad. I listened to it in my car in the cold weather, and I was crying myself to sleep because I was homeless. I had $100, actually a little bit less, $97 on me, and I listened to Rich Dad, and he talked about the cash flow quadrant, what I'm sharing with you right now. And he talked about the importance of having a B and how you can have financial freedom, because I don't have to do the personal training, because now I had to go as a personal trainer, I had to go market, I had to go do the closings, and I had to go train the people. And, the more success I had, the more time I had to invest into the business. Okay. And I didn't, as a young kid, right out of college, I knew I didn't want to do that. That almost sounded like a job. Okay. Sure, I was making money as I got more successful personal training, but surely I'm going to have to spend more time, and I didn't want to do that. So I started switching over and getting into the moving business, okay? And if you want to know how I got into that, check out my blog.myrealestatedojo.com. I talk about that. But anyway, so I started a business, my moving company, and this business started having success, mega success, because I used SEO when no one knew what SEO was, which is search engine optimization, back in the days when Yahoo was king and not Google, and the AOL dial-up net zero fighting AOL at the mall selling CDs to dial-up internet, the beginning of the internet, guys. I was using generating online internet leads when no one even knew what internet was or what a website is or email. Okay. So anyways, I had significant success because there were savvy people at that time that did know what internet was, that had a lot of money and high education. And those people were searching for moving companies. And I targeted that niche. The van lines, they've been in business for God knows how long, hundreds of years, didn't realize it. The medium companies in the moving niche didn't realize it. So I was ahead of the technology, ahead of the curve. And I, at that time, had my own servers, created domain names. So anyways, to simplify it, I started became making millions of dollars basically overnight. Okay. Once I realized how to do this, I didn't have a moving experience. I didn't have no trucks. So anyways, just to shorten the business up, I went from the personal trainer to having a successful moving company. From there, I started another business and then another business. Okay. I started my brokerage firm, and then I started investing, Mr. Investor, into houses. Okay. And then after I had the businesses, on the third investment is where I jumped into being a investor, because at that time I was just an entrepreneur. Okay, and that's where the Mr. Investor came in. I started buying rental properties subject to, without going to banks, without going to a lender, etc. Okay, so this is the way I traveled. I traveled from the E at the very young age, S, B, when I was living in my car, realized I didn't want to do that, and then into I. Now, the problem is that many people are trying to go from just having a job right into to being an I. And what's happening is they're missing years of um, experience or missing years of data expertise, because from being an E, when you work for someone and you get a paycheck, it doesn't matter if you perform, it doesn't matter if you're a slacker, it doesn't matter if you take up too much break, too much this, it doesn't matter. All that matters is, can you fool someone for them to keep paying you, okay? Whereas in the S, well, shit. Now your time does matter. If you're just not closing no deals, you're not getting paid. If you're not marketing, you're not getting deals. If you're not learning sales, you're not getting deals. So you have to ascertain a lot of skills that you didn't have to as an E. In the B quadrant, you now got to get more skills. You have to understand law. You have to spend liabilities. You have to understand taxes. You have to understand, how to motivate people, how to hire people, HR, filter them. I mean, there's a whole gang of slew. How to order inventory, how to deal with chargebacks. There's so much more that wasn't into when it was an E or an S. And so all those time that's going by, and I had to get new skills from going from the E to S to a B, put a lot of calluses on my hand. And so when I got into the investment world, I had a wealth of information. I knew how to start a business with no money. I knew how to have a multi-million-dollar business. I knew how to have a multiple locations. I knew, how to almost franchise a business. I mean, I knew how to make. I worked in the IT business by developing software for my company, having servers, learning SEO. So I had a wealth of information. But the problem is, many people that come into as a E, they want to go to the I, they're they're lacking so much skills. They don't know how to manage their time. They don't know how to push themselves. They don't know how to fail. They don't know how to get up when they fail. They don't know how to do all these major things, which therefore 99% of them will fail, because psychologically they're not ready for it. Emotionally, they're not ready for it. They don't have the skills because they're going to the pros. Investing is for the pros. It's for the sharks. Okay, it's not for dumb people. It's not for amateurs. It's not for people that are just starting out. But the way the gurus sell it, they make it seem like it's very, very simple. And I've done tons of videos telling you guys that real estate investing is one of the hardest things out there. No joke. Now, I don't want to sound like a negative guy, so it's one of the hardest things it can be. But truly, 99% of people will fail because they're coming from an E quadrant. They're coming from an S quadrant. Now, the people that I see that have the most amount of success in this business are people that already have successful businesses. They've already traveled this path, this path. They're here and they're just trying to come here. And that's exactly the way I did it. The reason these individuals, gals, girls, whatever teams, they win is because they already ascertained, they already gathered so much knowledge by becoming a successful business owner, that to make that change into the last quadrant of having their money work for them, it still be a lot of work and pain and mistakes and suffering, but it'll be way less. And they already know how to digest that information. They already know how to come back from a failure. And it's not going to be like people in the E and S that just throw up and quit, because many people fail because they want immediate gratification. For Christ's sake, you can't try to be a real estate investor for 3 months, and if it doesn't work, then quit, or a year. It may take 5, 6 years for you to become a successful real estate investor, and the people just don't want to put the time into it, especially the people with the least skills. If you're in the E, you may think you have highly skilled because you're getting paid 90,000 or 70,000 or 50,000, whatever. But trust me, you have so little skills, and the skills you have are so microscopic deep that in the real world of entrepreneurship, it's not going to help you. Only very little bit of it. I'm sure what you've learned from college or whatever will help you, but I'm saying there's so much more that you don't not even worry about, so you're not even thinking about it. So you can't even comprehend it because it's out of your thinking process, because thinking is collection of ideas recycled. Okay, and if it's out of your thinking, then you cannot rethink. You can recollect this information and recycle it in different formats and cubicles, etc. Okay, so that said, many people fail as real estate investors is because they're coming from the E quadrant, they're coming from the S quadrant. The people that I see have the most success are coming from the B and going to the I, because they've traveled all this path. And this path may take them 7 years, may take them 15 years, may take them 30 years to travel this path. I was able to retire at 30 years old, ladies and gentlemen. At 30 years old, I didn't have to go work anymore. And I had things already set up for me to generate me passive income from rental properties, from having a business, even though that eventually down the line I let go of all my stuff because I wasn't happy. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I talk about how to have success in America. But I already believe you're already successful if you're alive. If you live in America, you have most success. And we've been conditioned, we've been propagated to believe that we're less, we're too short, we're too tall, we're too skinny, we're too fat, we're too this, because they have a product for us to solve that problem, or X and Y. And so at 30, I retired. Around 37, I was totally disgusted with myself, in the sense of that no matter how much success I would have, if I had one business, two businesses, three locations, multiple rental houses, I wanted more and more. And no matter how much I consumed, I was never ever happy. I wanted the next thing, and I realized I have cancer of consumption, and no matter what I do, it's only temporary, because it's happiness, and I'm looking for joy, which is long term. Now today I could just sit and be happy just by sitting still and closing my eyes, and by just having so little clothes. So I gift up all my stuff. So even though I'm teaching you how to get what's called fake papers in my mind today, dollars, and have success, uh, and that's because I believe that once you have the success and there's another calling for you, then you may realize that, you know what Mike said. So the best way to get there is by not telling you, but help you get your success. And like that actor said, man, he wished everyone would have success. So they realize that, hey, it's not what it's like dreamed up to be in popularity and fame. It's not what it's dreamed up to be. And I 100% agree with them. I didn't understand that before. But coming back to the story, a lot of people fail because they don't know how to take it emotionally. When they fail, I see a lot of great students. They're doing so good. They're in my profit sharing. They're going up. And then they have a couple of failure, and their wind is knocked out of them. They're just sitting on their back, and they want to cry, and they want to feel sorry for themselves, and this is not going to work, and they quit. And that's what happens with people in the E quadrant. They're always hopping around to the next idea, and the next idea, and next idea, and next idea, and they never have become masters of anything besides hopping around, besides quitting and crying for themselves. And so if you're in the E, if you think like this, if you've done like so many different businesses or so many different ideas, and then the truth of the fact is, it's not the ideas that didn't work. It's just your heart is not in place, man. Your heart is not in place. America's a great country. You can be your dreams. You don't need no money. I've done it with no money. I lived in my car. I've given up all my stuff. I'm starting all over again because I wanted to make sure that my skills are what they are, and not luck. Anyone can make it one time, even the odds are very, very low. I wanted to make it multiple times, and I realized the material things are nothing. It's the journey of just duking it out in the ring and feeling the flow, feeling life. When you got nothing to lose and you got everything to win, I mean, that's living life right there. And that's why I get up all my stuff and I went homeless like Jesus, like Buddha. And I realized all the shit they've been teaching me in college, all the stuff that's in the books, just propaganda, brainwashing me. And I'm already ultimate. I'm alive. I'm experiencing life. And thank you for the tree. Thank you for the sun. Thanks for allowing me to be alive. Thanks for allowing to be in my dreams. And I want every one of you guys to be your dreams. Thanks for watching. Thanks for allowing me to be my dreams. And I do it for you guys and gals. And I hope that I can be an influence in your life for the positive, and you can then turn around and give the light to someone else. And that's how we create awakening. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't be one of these people that don't make it. If you want to get more information about how to get into start your business, I've been in business since high school. I can help you. It doesn't matter if you're in hair salon, pizza business, attorney, whatever, from social media, online lead generation, creating systems, virtual assistants. Guys, I work with so many different people, from contractors to hair salonists, okay? If you want to get into real estate investing, then definitely join my profit sharing. And if you can't afford to the $14.95 yearly admission to the program, then think about getting into the academy. It's only $67 a month. You get all my courses, all video training, top stuff that I sell for thousands of dollars to retail people. But as you become a member of the academy, you just get all this stuff right now for $67 a month, guys. $67 a month. You can't beat that. And you can have financial understanding of real estate, how to find deals, how to structure these deals, how to negotiate deals, how to fund these deals. And I go into it in all my courses, guys. Thanks for watching. Click the like button, share this message, and if you want to support this channel, support yourself. Peace.